Good morning. This is a special edition of Political Paula Incorrect. I haven't done one of these in a while, but sometimes stuff just falls into your lap. Because here we go again. Have you heard the news? Joe Biden, the latest victim of the Me Too movement. And I am saying victim because I'm sorry. The guy hasn't even decided yet, but he's thinking about running for president in 2020. And all of a sudden, these 3 or 4 women are coming out and saying, well, 8, 9 years ago, he touched me in a way that made me uncomfortable. Okay, now let's be clear about this, what these women are actually saying. They did not take this as sexually offensive. It wasn't sexual. But when posing for a picture, he put his hand in a certain part of the back, and the woman was like, oh, that's weird. What? I mean, really? He hugged me and smelled my hair. Okay. Is that rape? I don't think so. It's not sexual harassment because, of course, if you define sexual harassment, which all of a sudden the definition for sexual harassment with the Me Too movement has changed. He wasn't smelling the woman's hair and saying, if you don't let me smell your hair, I'm going to get you fired, or I'm going to not campaign for you anymore. He didn't do that. That's what sexual harassment is. It's quid pro quo. Let me do something that makes you uncomfortable or else. Joe Biden is a warm, gregarious, friendly guy. He's a hugger. Now, see, I grew up in a family of huggers. Now, people who don't grow up in a family of huggers, hugging makes them uncomfortable. Have you ever met like your in-laws? I'm lucky. My in-laws are great. I see my in-laws hug, kiss. We love each other, and that's how we show it. I grew up in a family of huggers. Now, my husband didn't grow up necessarily with men hugging each other. But in my family, the men hug each other too. It's not sexual harassment. But my husband had to learn that everyone in my family, even the first time they meet you, hey, this is my boyfriend, Jason. Come on in here, Jason. Welcome to the family. I mean, we were just dating, right? First time they met him. But that's how we roll in our family. We're touchy-feely. We show affection by hugging each other. Nobody is supposed to be offended by it. And again, why now? Why now? This shit happened in 2012. Guess what? In 2012, we had an election going on. Obama and Biden were running for the second term. People voted for them. They won. Why didn't all this come out back then? You know why? Because we had no Me Too movement back then. Where any time a man touches a woman, they can start screaming from the top of their lungs, sexual harassment. I was offended. Give me a break. I love the President Trump's reaction to this whole situation. Yo, you having fun now, Joe? Well, you know what, Mr. Trump, I know that Joe Biden threatens you. Because he is the Democrats' best chance to take the White House back in 2020. He is. He would be an awesome president. If it weren't for Hillary running last time, Joe Biden could have run and probably won. Because after all, there's no videotape or tape of Joe Biden on a bus going, I grab women's private parts because I'm Donald Trump and I can, even if they don't want me to. Hey, Trump, you did that. We heard it for ourselves, and some people still voted for you, and now you're president. So if you're going to try to use the fact that 4 women say Joe Biden smelled their hair as a way to make him ineligible for running for president, good luck with that one. Because that Access Hollywood tape still exists. And Joe Biden or whoever runs against you in 2020 can just pull that tape back out and decide who really was offensive in their speech or their actions. Okay? I don't think, at least not yet, there's any woman out there who's going to come up and say Joe Biden, grabbed their boobies or French kissed them without their permission, like, our current president that people voted for. So let's not write Joe Biden off quite yet. But I'm going to tell you what. I don't like the fact that it's now. Why now? How long have you been stewing, you four women, and been thinking about this and having nightmares about Joe Biden hugging you and taking a whiff of your lovely smelling shampoo and conditioner? Have you been, sitting on this? Have you been having nightmares? Did you have to go to counseling? And I know my sisters out there are already putting your thumbs up, saying that I'm not with the program. Well, first of all, you're not my sisters. I don't know you. I've never met you. My mother never met you. We are not biologically related, okay? My father, as far as I know, did not have sex with your mother. We are not sisters. But when we talk about this feminist movement, women should get paid as equal as men. Women can do anything a man can do, just as well or even better. And yet, we claim to be victims whenever someone hugs us a little too tight, or smells our hair, or tells us we look hot in our outfit, or they love our new haircut. Really? Isn't that exactly what feminism was about? Stop telling women we overreact. Oh, is that your time of the month? You're freaking out because some guy smelled your hair? Isn't that the definition of being a feminist? You know what? If I'm at a party or a dance and some guy touches my ass, I think the definition of being a feminist would be turning around and saying, yo, get your fucking hands off my ass. End of story. It's not like 10 years later the guy runs for political office or something, and I go, oh, back in 1984, he touched my ass at a dance. I know it was 30 years ago, but I've just been thinking about it, having nightmares about it, for the last 30 years. I just had to bring it out there before y'all vote for him. He's an ass toucher. Really? I mean, come on, guys. I feel sorry for men. Nancy Pelosi. Okay, there's a new rule, guys, just so y'all know about it. It's called straight arm. You gotta, if you meet somebody, straight arm. Nice to meet you. Okay, right? Isn't what we love about some of the candidates that we end up voting for their warmth? What did everybody say about Hillary? She was cold. She wasn't warm and fuzzy. She wasn't a hugger. She had to learn to be a hugger. A lot of people didn't vote for her because they thought she was cold. But when you get somebody who is gregarious, like Bill Clinton, by the way, like Obama, like Michelle Obama, I'm reading her book right now. I'm going to do a Pajama Chronicles on it on Sunday. There's a lot of good information in there. But we want people to be warm toward us. We want to feel that when we meet a candidate in person, they actually care about us, right? I mean, I got to tell you, I will never run for president, but I am sure that if I ever ran for anything, things that I did in the past would come back to bite me in the ass. They still do, for example. I did a show about this. Let's just put the old stuff that I said that offended you in the past, but people can't do that. The funny thing is, if I ran for some kind of office right now, people would come out and start saying, well, back 15 years ago, You said or did something that offended me. And I'm going to be like, okay, I'm getting a little older now. Remind me? First of all, I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't think I've ever seen you before. And if I have, obviously you didn't make an impression on me. But I'm interested to know that I made this big impression on you, that you're still offended 20 years later. Only when I announce that I'm running for office. I mean, I don't know who you are. I'm so sorry. And I mean, come on. Joe Biden doesn't remember these women. He doesn't remember the incident. He's 72 fucking years old. My God, he probably doesn't remember what he had for breakfast last week. But he's supposed to remember hugging a woman and going, oh, like your shampoo. Oh my God. Did you just smell my hair? I'm putting that in the vault. And I'll bring it out when I can use it against you. He's probably looking at Jill over breakfast going, huh? Funny thing is, his wife was probably standing right there. You know, I go to a lot of dances. My husband doesn't like to dance. Other men say, can I dance with your wife? My husband's like, take her, she's yours. I don't give a shit. And sometimes we do some grinding and we do some dirty dancing. That doesn't offend me. It's fun. I'm not going to fuck the guy. But I'm certainly not going to put it in a vault somewhere, and if I hear he's running for office, bring it out and go, do you remember that dance 20 years ago, and you danced with me, and you had a heart on? Never forgot it. I had to go to counseling. Come on. I saw a comedy show over the weekend, and it was really good because it was about how some people just love being offended. They enjoy it. So everything offends them. I have a wardrobe malfunction, and little 5-year-old sees a boobie for 5 minutes. And it's like, oh my God, you ruined him for life. He's going to have the PTSD. I'm like, did you breastfeed this kid? Has he never seen a woman's tit before? If he hasn't, he will in about 10 years. So get over it. Get over it. My God. I'm putting that in the vault. You ever run for office, I'm going to say you exposed yourself to my 5-year-old. My bathing suit strap broke. Not my fault. Did not intend it. Believe me. I am married to a younger man. Not that young. I'm not going after the 5-year-olds. Trust me on that one. I told you it was politically incorrect. But come on, people. And you know, women don't get in trouble for this. I want to know when a man is going to come out and say, you know, 10 years ago, a woman, there's a lot of women running for office right now. Yeah, she gave me a hug and smelled my hair. I really like that hair gel. Or she lingered a little too long, or she rubbed my back as we were getting a picture taken together. You don't hear that, because women get away with it. Come on. We all know women who are a little touchy-feely. We all know women that get on the dance floor with our husbands and are like, yeah, baby, I'm going down now. But the women get away with it. But boy, if you're a man, it's like you have to get a signed affidavit before hugging someone. You have to get papers signed. Now, is it okay if while we take this selfie that you asked for, that is so important to you, to put on your Facebook and your Instagram, may I put my arm here? I'm not doing it. I'm just telling you where I'm about to put my arm to have the best shot for your Facebook picture. Is this okay? Is this okay? I'm not offending you, am I? I'm smiling though. I don't want to offend you. Is this where we've become, where we are in this country right now? I am so glad I never had children, and I'm so glad I never had boys. I can't imagine what it's like, and I've said this many times, to be a parent of a male child, or a male teenager, or a male college student, or a male adult who's running for anything in this country. I mean, are we supposed to now be a country of robots? I'm not allowed to hug you. I'm not allowed to touch you. And if I hug you because I'm a little taller than you and I happen to get a whiff of your hair, I'm supposed to just hold my breath, not smelling your hair. Please take the picture. I can't breathe. Really? I truly hope that with the other accusations against the current president, for example, and against some senators and some Republican people and some talk show people and whatever, I really hope that this pretty benign encounter or encounters with Joe Biden does not harm him or stop him from running for president. Because it would be a damn shame. It would be a shame for him and his family, and it would be a shame for our country. We should have a real democratic choice in the 2020 election. If you like Trump, go vote for Trump again. You know he's going to run. But if you want a choice, how about this time we pick the best choice? And before you jump on anybody's bandwagon, he smelled my hair, ask where this is coming from and why now. I mean, Joe Biden didn't smell these people's hair yesterday. This was, I don't know, you know how I am with math. 7 years ago? 8 years ago? Whatever. Why now? Please be smart enough and don't buy into this crap. It seems that whenever someone is on the brink of doing something great, that there are people out there who want to ruin it for their own purpose, their own agenda. I don't believe that any of these women that are accusing Joe Biden have been financially or emotionally affected by their encounter with Mr. Biden. They weren't in counseling. They don't have the PTSD. They didn't have nightmares. They didn't wake up screaming, "Oh my God, don't smell my hair." Come on. It's getting ridiculous out there, folks. And let's remember who is the president right now and the stuff that has been thrown at him. Accusations. Much more offensive than anything said about Joe Biden. So please, everybody calm down. And once again, if you are a man, and I hate to tell you the truth, but it's the truth now, and you have aspirations, you have goals, well, I know you're only 17, but it's time to start thinking about your permanent record. It's sad but true. You're not allowed to go to a college party without the legal documents if you're going to kiss a girl at the end of the date. Got to get her to sign on the dotted line. Don't get drunk. Don't fuck a drunk girl. That'll follow you. That's your permanent record. 25 years from now, that drunk girl's going to come back and go, "I know I was drunk and I don't really remember, but I think it was you." And then there's going to be hearings and people are going to be investigating and oh my God. And Rose McGowan's going to come out and say how proud she is of you for remembering even though you had had 45 Boilermakers that night. Yeah. Because the woman's always telling the truth and the man's always lying. And I'm sorry, I don't think that's fair. Political Paula, incorrect, is now out.